Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? Full vault dropped wall and everything? Welcome back to my channel, guys. And let me take you back in time and show you how all this got started. So, I wanted to do the alpha boss fight on the center map to get the tech turrets and the engram for the tech generator, as well as other tech engrams. Since I had all those Vexes from that raid, it wouldn't be too hard, but I would need all the tribute items, and they can only be gotten on the map of the boss fight you want to do. So that's what I proceeded to do. Now notice this here Thyla, as I'm hunting Thylas. I see him here, I'm above him, I'm way behind him, I decided to go way around. Can he still get me? Oh, you know it. They jump like crazy. Down I go. Yep. Anyway, back to hunting Thylas for tributes. The center map is one of the best boss fights for getting tech turrets, but it does take a lot of tribute items that you can only be farmed on the map itself. So you need the lizard venom, you need Titanoboa venom, you need Sarco skins, and you need 25 of everything that you need. So it took quite a while to get all the tribute items, but I was successfully getting them one by one and stashing them in a secret spot I had where I hide some loot. Now, since that takes a long time to get so many, I was looking for bases I knew and little hiding spots in the meantime. Now, remember this from a couple episodes ago? Remember this tribe who messed us up when we were trying to make a base in Crystal Isles? Yeah, these guys. Well, back in my home on the center map here, I had found a base that had been raided, but a base of theirs that they hadn't been out of for too long, according to the decay timer. And it still had 2 vaults that had not been broken open, that were locked. So I figured, since I wanted a break from hunting tribute items, that I would break them open and see what I could find. Maybe there was something left. But all that was left was some artifacts and a few tribute items that they had left behind. Now, I had seen a second of their bases that had been raided as well, a full tech base. And I checked it out, but there was nothing left behind there either. Then, when doing the underwater tribute items, I found an underwater base of theirs that looked like it was in current construction, like perhaps they were just building it up and it didn't have turrets yet. But it did not look like it had been raided, so I figured I'd check it out and see what they had here. Sure enough, they had vaults all locked, and they were sleeping here, at least 2 players. It looked like they were trying to rebuild in this underwater cave. So I first cleared out the wild creatures, and then I would throw my Arthro out and see what I could find. And after a while, there was bags from every vault. First one didn't have much in it. Next one, same thing. Had a saddle and a blueprint, but not really valuable anything. Next one had some Ascendant blueprints and a rocket launcher. Ascendant blueprints, but ones that weren't super useful, but I took them anyway because, hey, never can have too many blueprints. And this one had a couple of blueprints and a couple of rocket launchers as well. So, a little bit of a find. But really, wasn't much here turned out to be. So probably they had lost everything in their other base and they were just starting to regroup. They probably had some tames in upload though, because there wasn't any tames here anywhere that I could see. Wasn't really anything in the fabricator, smithy, any of this stuff either. So pretty much I took what I could find and moved on. There was some eggs that I did find though as well. Took all of them. They were decent level, so I figured why not. Then went back to my base and came back with a parasaur. I thought and had hoped maybe they had things hidden, buried in a Palovia somewhere in here. So I scouted the base with a parasaur, but didn't end up finding anything. So they didn't have anything hidden there. I figured since I had my parasaur, I would go check their second base that I had found, their tech base that had been raided already. Perhaps there was something left behind there or hidden as well. So I figured I'd check it with my parasaur as well. But in the end, there was nothing hidden there either. So, back to farming tribute items. This time, the underwater ones. Tuso tentacles, Basilo blubber, Megalodon teeth, and the like. At this point, I had everything I needed, except I needed 5 more Spinosaurs. And there was no Spinos to be found. Trust me. I made this center map extinct of all Spinosauruses. Literally. And I needed 5 more. And I had searched and searched. But I found this little rat hole base. Somebody had obviously stashed some things here. And lo and behold, notice what I found. Oh yeah, there they are. Spinosaurs. Just what I needed. Someone must have been in here before getting the tribute items and either give up or just didn't finish. So I then had all the tribute items I needed. Then I proceeded to go back to base and make all of my high quality saddles for my Rexes. By the way guys, if you didn't see my video about how to make high quality saddles, go check that out, crafting skill. I did a little hatching as well and got this really cute wyvern. Really cute colors, not bad stats as well, and had a mutation, so I figured that would be one of my new breeding wyverns. Then since I was on Gen 2, or Gen 1, excuse me, I just used HLNA to transfer my Rexes out of my base directly over to one of the ocean pillars where there was a terminal, a mission terminal. And very simply, I uploaded the saddles and Rexes one by one, walked them over to the mission terminal and put them in upload. That way, when I needed them, I could simply pull them from upload, wouldn't have to wait for cryo timers on the center map. And just like that, they were all in upload. I was over on the center map, ready to start the boss fight. Had all the artifacts and tribute items. Found a down loot crate, loot drop, because PvP, as you know, obelisks can be very active. And that's not where you want to be when you're trying to load up and go safely to a boss fight and return safely. So I avoid the obelisks at all costs on PvP servers. So I was at one of the loot drops that I found, and I started downloading my creatures one by one and putting saddles on them. And I took all the saddles out of upload as well. But in the end, I didn't have enough time to get them all out because I was just at, like I said, a loot drop, and it was running out of time. If that happened, that would never work for me to get to the boss fight. So I just had to quit where I was, activate the boss fight with only 11 Rexes. I had my Yudi and my Daedon out as well, but I was not able actually to get all of, or my Daedon didn't end up coming with me to the boss fight. So in the end I had 11 Rexes and my Yudi. I had 18 Rexes initially I was going to bring, but as I said, I ran out of time downloading them, so we went with 11. I was hopeful that would do it, but I wasn't quite sure, as this boss fight can be pretty tricky. But I was thinking with the good saddles and the Rexes all having over 30k health and around 600 melee damage, that hopefully, between 500 and 600 melee damage most of them, that hopefully that would be good enough to take down the alpha center bosses. Just simply checked to make sure they all had saddles before I started. Just like that, we were off to find the bosses. In a short time, we were coming up on the bosses. But if you've ever done the center fight, you'll know that there's two bosses, and it works best if you can separate them. Obviously, that makes sense. Why fight them both at the same time? You can take out one, then focus on the other one. So I left my Rexes right there, and I went down to try to lure one boss over first, preferably the spider, since the Broodmother is considerably weaker on the center boss fights. Considerably weaker than the monkey, so try to take out the spider first because that's quite easy to do. I figured she'd seen me, but she kind of wasn't coming, so I thought maybe not. So I figured I'd give her a little motivation to get over here. And just like that, she was on her way. And my Rexes were tearing into her really good. She was going down really quick in health, and I knew this would not be a problem, taking out the Broodmother. That would unlock me the tech turret, really what I wanted most of all. That we unlocked our replicator and our tech turrets along with some other engrams. And checked the Rexes, and most of them had hardly lost any health, and one of them had the element on there, so I took the element for safekeeping. Now all that was left to do was go take down the monkey. Now, if you're not aware, the monkey is much stronger than this broodmother on the center map, so this would be more challenging. I wasn't sure quite how it would go, being that I only had 11 Rexes. They were good Rexes with pretty good saddles, but still, did not have a Daeodon to heal them as I had originally planned. He was coming here, he seemed a bit stuck, but eventually he did make his way over. He sent his minions to try to weaken us first, I guess, but that didn't really work. And as you can see, a little while later, we had him on the run. My Rexes were getting quite bloody, as you can see. Some of them, in the end, had lost almost all of their health. None died, but some were down to 4,000 or 5,000 health. But we did successfully defeat the center alpha bosses without losing a Rex. I then proceeded to stash all the element and go to base and return with all the materials needed to craft up a replicator. And just like that, we had ourselves a replicator. So I proceeded to take it back to base and craft tech turrets and a tech generator and finish setting up base. Here is the end result of the base. Figured I'd give you guys a base tour, finish off the video so you can see we got things going pretty well. We have about 80 turrets here on the death wall and right around the edge of it. Vault dropped, obviously, wooden ceiling, so it will fall, block the door if somebody tries to blow their way in. Have a second wall behind it just for a little added protection, because why not? Have some internal turrets as well, as you can see. Have gas generators for backup power as well, because you never know. If they get through somehow and destroy the tech generator, the gas generators will keep all the heavies powered as long as possible. Have some heavies scattered around up there as well. And if we go down here, basic crafting station, vaults. I might need to add a couple more vaults, but basic crafting station, replicator. I went then and farmed on Gen 1 more element. Probably show that in the next video. So another generator in here just as a backup source of power. I have several generators because if somebody's going to raid you, you don't want just one. Make it as hard as possible for them. Another generator over here as well, and all the generators power everything. So one can go down or all three can go down. As long as there's one up, everything will still be powered. My Quetzal line there. Pretty good. The base was coming along pretty well. Pretty much done at this point. Have my wyverns up here, blood wyverns, crystal wyverns for breeding. These are my breeders. And so going pretty good here. Have more room as well. I do have some stegos as well. And some other things that I did not have sitting out at this point. Now over here have my Rexes. These are all my boss Rexes that I used. I healed all the ones up that I had used. And had them here getting ready as well. I need to finish the floor here, as you can see. It leaves a little bit more floor, but not too bad. I like these Rexes. There's my Daeodon. It didn't go. Rexes look cool from up top like this, huh? When you look at them all lined up. I think there's 18 Rexes here, so. My boss Rexes. And then up here I usually use this for hatching my babies and raising my babies. This is my Theries for my Theri line. Got a few Theries going here. My Maywing, obviously for feeding the babies. And just some things like that. A few more scattered turrets. And this is pretty much back to the base. This completes the circle. My incubator, got some, there's my Wyvern line, pretty good, level 251. Some of my cryos here, things like that. Pretty much everything you need basically to run a base. Not too bad for a solo. Anyway guys, this is where I'm going to be ending the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you next time.